The man often referred to as the king of basketball bows down to China. This while the NBA attempts damage control in the massive Chinese market. Damage initially caused after the general manager of the Houston Rockets tweeted his support for an independent Hong Kong. LA Lakers star player LeBron James has now responded to that controversy. Here's a look at LeBron's take. He says, "I do not believe there was any consideration for the consequences and ramifications of the tweet. My team and this league just went through a difficult week. I think people need to understand what a tweet or statement can do to others." Now, there's a lot of context behind this. We'll go through it step by step. But first, here's a look at why China's called a foul over basketball mixing with politics.
The Houston Rockets in damage control. Their star players enlisted to help smooth over a fallout that could risk their money-spinning relationship with China.
Yeah, we apologize. We love China. We love, playing there. I know for both of us individually, we go there, once or twice a year.
The grovelling apology came after the team's general manager, Daryl Morey, tweeted support for the protests in Hong Kong. He quickly deleted the tweet and said he didn't intend to cause offence. Humble words that underline the importance of Chinese money to the NBA. China's state broadcaster announced it would no longer show Rockets games, and the Chinese Basketball Association says it's ending its relationship with the club. The Houston Rockets are largely responsible for China's interest in the sport, which took a large stride forward when they signed local boy Yao Ming in 2002. Now, the market there is worth billions to the association. Last year, more than 500 million Chinese fans watched NBA matches. Each viewer is a potential buyer of merchandise and tickets. Just last weekend, the Brooklyn Nets played the LA Lakers in China. The Nets are owned by Chinese billionaire Joseph Tsai, the co-founder of web titan Alibaba. For his part, he said the damage from the pro-protest tweets would take, quote, a long time to repair.
And LeBron James now has added another layer to this. Ed McCambridge from DW Sports has been following the story. Ed, welcome. We'll chat in a bit, but before we do, I'd just like to bring in what LeBron James said, what his comments were once more for our viewers. He said, "I do not believe there was any consideration for the consequences and ramifications of the tweet. My team and this league just went through a difficult week. I think people need to understand what a tweet or statement can do to others." Ed, why are these comments so significant?
Well, first, it's worth pointing out that this is LeBron James we're talking about. This is, as you said at the top of the show, the undisputed king of the NBA. Now, these tweets really need to be viewed through the lens of his image as a campaigner for social justice. He's often, in the past, used his platform as this NBA superstar, this juggernaut, to promote his political views. Now, we actually have a few examples of this. So if we go back to this 2012 tweet, this is James and his Miami Heat teammates paying tribute to Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old black boy who was shot dead by a white neighborhood watch leader in Florida. Why the hoodies? Well, because Martin was actually found at the time of his death with a hoodie with nothing more sinister or dangerous in his pocket than a packet of Skittles. Now, if we have a look on the wall behind me, we have another example. He's wearing an I Can't Breathe T-shirt. This is in support of Eric Garner, a New York native who in 2014 found himself victim of police brutality. He was placed in a chokehold and a video went viral of him begging them to stop, but he later died of his injuries. Now, one more example which we have is him supporting fellow NBA superstar Steph Curry. Now, after the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championships last year, they were invited to the White House. Steph Curry said he didn't want to go, and LeBron James came out in support of him as well. Now, what this tweet here shows is he's not afraid to take on the big boys. They get no bigger than Donald Trump, and LeBron James is more than happy to lay his political views down on the line in front of that sort of person.
But when it comes to China, potentially the games change. Is this, Ed, a case of selectively applying social justice based on where the money is?
Well, this is certainly what his detractors are saying. You know, it's all well and good campaigning for social justice on home soil if you're just going to go the complete opposite way when China come knocking. Now, China, of course, is a country which have clamped down recently on dissent, and their actions during the Hong Kong protests have also been called into question by human rights activists and protesters, and so. But the NBA is huge in China.
Right.
You know, basketball is the biggest sport in China, and of course, LeBron James is the NBA's most bankable, most recognisable star. So he would, of course, have more to lose than many if relationships between China and the NBA were tainted beyond repair.
Ed McKimbridge from DW Sports, thanks so much for coming in and breaking that down for us.
Thank you.